8 pieces dress. But the difference between those 8 pieces dress is that it's going to have its flare all the way from the waistline. All the way from the waistline. So you could just affix, what is it called? A belt to it, a very nice belt and a shapy belt. It's just like that. So that's this 8 pieces dress you want to achieve. And remember, this is a single 8 pieces dress. You have 8 pieces dress that have joining from the half length position. So you'd have measured just like you have half length here, then you join like you are joining just your normal 8 pieces skirt. You join into your normal top. That's another 8 pieces dress. But this 8 pieces dress is a one-piece 8 pieces dress, but it has its flare or joining from the half length position. So you know it's always as easy as A and B and C, and it's something you must have been accustomed to before, but I want us to perfect it. So the easiest thing and the number one thing you have to know when you want to achieve your 8 pieces skirt or your 8 pieces dress or with 6 pieces, you divide your waist by 8. Just get it so clear. Divide your waist by 8. Divide your waist by 8. So the waist we have here is 34 inches. The back 15, bust 39, shoulder to nipple 10, nipple to nipple 8, waist 34, under bust 14 and a half, round under bust 32, half length 16, dress length. Then your measurements must be accurate. Please just follow me. This is your shoulder, the highest point of your shoulder, shoulder to nipple. You can see mine, 10. Then from there you have your nipple to nipple, 8, the point of your nipple. Then you have your shoulder to your underburst. Here you're seeing to the end of your bust. You're seeing something 14 and a half for me here to the end of my bust. Then from there you now take your round underburst. Round underburst this way. This 32. For somebody that love it to be so firm, it could be 31. So from there you have your half length position. Your half length position. This is my navel here. Just a way of getting it. Your half length could be 2 inches away from your navel. This is my navel here. 2 inches or 3 inches. So my navel is around 19 inches or 19 and a half. So my half length is 17, but I'm going to use 16 and a half. I'll add half inches so in allowance to it. Then you have your waist. That your half length position. No, that's where the flare will start from. Half 34. Then the dress length. You should take note of this, that we're not using hips here because the flare is starting from the half length position. If the flare was to start from new location, you are going to take your hips measurements because this place, your hips part will be tight. But this time, the flare is starting from the half length, so we don't need anything about hips. You just take the dress length down to the length you want. So we're using 46. Then the round armhole, normally, you take a round armhole this way. It's 18. So it allows some degree of freedom, you can move and shape. So just like that, we're good to go. Very easy. Then another thing you have to discover and you have to know when you're doing your pieces dress is that you can't start from this extreme. Why can't you start from this extreme? We want to achieve flare. So look at it now. If I start from here now, how will I achieve the flare? There is no way. So it's just logical. You move like 4 inches or 5 inches away before you have your origin. That's just the thing. Why? Why do you have to move like 4 inches or 5 inches away or 6 inches? It all depends on the availability of your fabric and the length of and the size of flare you want to achieve. So you move away a bit and let your origin be. Let me start from, let me say 4.5. You can start from 12. You could move 4.5 inches away from the hairstring, or 5 inches or 4 inches, and then I'll say this is my origin. This is my origin. Why is it my origin? Because I'm going to achieve flare. When I get to the half length position, what's the half length? 16.5. I add half inch to it, making 17. make sure it's the same 4.5. This is not part of our measurement, please. Just get it. This is not part of our measurement. We just got this so that by the time we get to this place, look at it now, we'll be able to achieve our flare. What's the dress length? The dress length is what? 46. 46 or thereabouts. So, such that when you get here, you should be able to place your tape this way, and yet you can see that even the allowance is not enough, so I may be forced to make it 5 inches so that the flare will be able to come out. So that's just it. It's not part of your measurement. It's not that maybe something or anything. So please never be confused. It's just for you to achieve your flare. That's why you are moving away from this origin. So please just get it now. You are moving away from the origin so that you'll be able to achieve your flare when it gets downwards. That's just all. That's just the trick behind that. So having gotten this right now, so what do? You now get your measurement. I want you to take note of something. Actually, I ought to have cut this fabric on fold this way, because what we are achieving right now is the center back panel of the 8 pieces dress. I ought to have folded this way. I ought to have folded this way, and that's how you do yours. You fold it this way and start cutting, such that by the time you are through with cutting, you cut out this way. Then you have 2 pieces. You don't have to start cutting. But what I want to cut right now is just 1 piece. I want to explain to you why do I want to cut 1 piece. I've already done my upload before. I've cut one out before, so I could just do it a blend. This will be 1 piece, and this will be the other piece. So I don't need to cut 2 pieces. So but please, when you want to cut yours, you have to cut 2 pieces. So it's just that way. So what do you do now? You just say the waist 34 divided by 8. 34 divided by 8 will give us 4.25 inch. So we just start this way right now. 4.25 inch. This 4 inches. Then this quarter. Quarter is half of half. For those of us that don't know, please. So this 4, then this quarter, half of half. Then what do? I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance. That's center back panel. You have to have 1 inch zip allowance. So sorry, or 2 inches. It depends on the number of inches your fabric. So I add 1 inch zip allowance, center back panel. So what do? You just get that for what's your nipple point? 10 inches plus half. That's 10.5. There's no nipple at the back. Remember this, the back. Then what's the half length? 16.5 plus half. That's 17. So you make sure that that's 4.25 inch. It's all the way. Right now it will be 5.25. Remember we have a zip allowance there. 4.25 inch plus 1 inch zip allowance. Then 4.25. 1 inch zip allowance. It's so easy. As easy as A and B and C. Remember, if you want to achieve what's it called, yours from the A new position, you get your hips measure and all that. This class is not for that. So we are achieving our A shape. So this zip allowance. So you know think it's part of your measurement. Then what do you want to do right now? You want to achieve your A shape. What's the dress length? The dress length is 46 inches. Dress length is 46 inches, so I could just add 1 inch or 2 inches turn up. So I have it this way. This is the dress length. This for turning. So you just determine your flare. You can see it's very easy, as easy as A and B and C. So once you've gotten this center back panel of your 6 pieces dress, what you get next is just your work, your side back panel. Then you get to the front and you're good to go. Can you see? It's very, very easy as A and B and C. So you discover the length of the flare you want to achieve. For you to know, like for this 6 pieces dress for myself, I use something like 4 yards. That's 36 inches by 60. 4 yards or 3/4 yards. For you to know the number of yards you'll be needing, if you are achieving 13 inches flare, that means you say 13 times 8, then plus your allowances. You know, we'll be adding 2.5 inches allowance on the side panel. That's maybe like 5, then at 1 inch. You just calculate that, so it will be giving you 100 and something. So for you to know the number of fabric you'll be using. So this 13 inches flare. Make it 13 and you have to there we go. So you just cut out. This is the center back panel. Center back panel. Right now is the side back panel. Side back panel of our 6 pieces dress. Remember, this back, just like you're cutting your fabric, your back is on 2-fold and the front is on 2-fold. So 2 plus 2 will give us 4. So for you to have the center back 8 pieces dress, you have 4 pieces at the back and 4 pieces at the front. So this part right now, this part has actually gone, this 4.25 inches, it's already forward this way. And remember, all our other measurements are divided by what? They are divided by 4. They are divided by 4. So for you to achieve your bust right now, you just take your tape measure. For you to achieve your back, you know your back is always divided by 2. So that's 7.5. For you to achieve that back, while you are achieving 8 pieces dress, please, to your back measurement, add like 4 inches, 3 inches or 4 inches allowance. Why? Because you are still going to be joining its pieces. So it's good you have excess on your back measurements, on your across back or shoulder measurement, such that when you are through with joining the pieces, you now cut out the real measurement of your back. But if the back measurement is already short, you're going to have a challenge. So it's okay if you had like 3.5 inches or 4 inches to your normal back measurements, so that by the time you're joining, you're through with joining both parts. You know, you join this side, you join this side, you join different parts. When you're through with joining, you now cut out to your normal back shape. So having it this way, you're going to say, what's the across back? The across back is 15, that's divided by 2, give us 7.5. 7.5. So you say this is 4¼ inches. 4¼ inch is already out this way. Remember, this is zip allowance. This side will join to the side. This middle back panel, you will join it to the side back panel. Please get it. There is nothing confusing there. This middle side back panel, you will join it to the side back panel. So therefore, you remove this 4¼ inch to the front this way. Then you say your back is what? 7.5. Then I said you had what? 3.5 inches sewing allowance, or 4 inches. So you have it this way. Achieve your flay and not to waste your fabric. So you just turn this way. You turn this way. And please see the degree of allowance I'm leaving. Why am I leaving this allowance? You know, I told you I've already cut out my other parts that I want to be using to join this before. See, for you to get here, you still take all these measures so that you'll be able to achieve your flay when you get here. So that you'll be able to achieve your flay. So that's just why you're leaving all this degree of what is it called? Freedom. This degree of measurement. So that you'll be able to achieve your flay. So let me explain how you go about cutting that other side right now as I have it there. What do? This is what we call what? This is what we call the center back panel. This back panel, remember your fabric is into 2-fold at the back and also into 2-fold at the front. So that will give us 4. That's why we divide our measurement by 4. So this part right now is one part of the back fold. One part of the back fold. So for you to achieve your remaining back measurement, for you to be able to achieve the remaining part of your back measurement, you just place your tape measure forward this way. You have this 4.5 inches already in front this way. Remember, we will not calculate the zip allowance. So you have your 4¼ inches this way. This is just zip allowance. So you have your 4¼ inches this way. This is zip allowance. You now say, what's your back measurement? The back measurement is 15. Remember, you always divide your back by 2. So that's 7.5, and that's it here. But you will not cut on this 7.5. Why? Because you will join this side to join this side to the other side. You also join there this side. So your joining will be much. And when your joining is much that way, if your back is just having 1 inch allowance or 2 inches allowance, it may be short when you are truly joining. So it's good you have like 3 or 3.5 inches or 4 inches allowance to your back measurement to be on the safer side, such that when you are now truly joining all the pieces together, you now cut the back measurement to the right size. So what do? I'll just say this is the 4¼ inch to the front this way. Then I achieve my normal back, which is 7.5, and I will not cut on this 7.5. I'll add allowance like 4 inches to this, like 4 inches. Then what will I do? From there, you determine already that this is your what? This is your origin. This 4¼ inch that you've gotten forward this way. So you determine that this is your origin. Why is it your origin? It's already in front. You already have 4¼ inches as part of the measurement you want to achieve. So you just determine that this is my origin, yes, to the half length position. Then you now get your other measurement parameters. Let me just get the armhole from here right now. The armhole, that's, I can make it 8.5 or 9. After getting your armhole this way, what do you now do? You come to your shoulder to nipple. Shoulder to nipple is what? Is 10 plus sewing allowance 10.5. You draw it. That's the bust line. Then your half length. Remember, we are not using underburst at the back. It's when we get to the front. Your half length is what? 16 and a half, or sewing allowance 17 inches. So, for all these your measurements, you take your tape rule forward on the 4¼ inch. So, you divide your bust measurements, that's 39 divided by 4, because the fabric is into 4 folds, 2 at the back, 2 in the front. 39 divided by 4 is going to give us 9¾ inches. 9¾ inches. So, you just place your tape rule forward this way, 4¼ Remember, that's why I just left it there. This 4¼ is already in front like this. So I want to achieve my 9¾ inches. This is my 9¾ inches, 9½, 9¼ Then I'll add 2½ inches sewing allowance because of joining and every other thing. So I add my 2½ inches sewing allowance this way. Then I'll come to my waist. The waist is 34. I'll place the 4¼ forward this way. Always remember, 34 divided by 4 will give us 8½. So I'll also add my 2½ inches sewing allowance. And I'll have it this way. Connect your points. Having it this way right now, what do? You just what? Achieve your flip from this point. So you just achieve your flip. What's the dress length? Dress length is 46. Plus 2 inches turning in. I'm just trying to reduce my flip so that it will be like just the other side, 13 inches. That's just what I'm doing. Okay, so this the side, back, side panel of the 8 pieces dress. So we just cut out right now. We've gotten the center back. you've gotten this side back. So you just cut out. You can see it's as easy as A and B and C. Don't forget that I'm cutting mine on one fold because I have the other material I'm going to use, I decide to use to join it. So that's why. If not, you fold yours into two like I've showed you. You cut yours on fold. So right now, we're done with the back. We have the side back and the what? The center back. Let me just show you how it looks like if I want to achieve it this way. Okay, you can see how the pattern of the 8 pieces dress is just coming out. So you join this side to this side, this way. You join this way, just like that. You join all the sides. Then remember your zip allowance is here. Your zip allowance is here. Just like that. Then you could just make a designer belt from that half length position this way. Very long belt, style of fanciful belt that will be towards the back, and you could just do it this way, like a bow or whatever you, and it's going to look beautiful. So it could just come out this way. So you could just have a belt at the back. So that's your back panel. And remember, you could use same material, whatever blend you want to make. So we now go to the front panel. You can see this has been as easy as A and B and C. So let's just quickly get to the front panel and we're done. And remember, it's after you're through with joining this side panel, you now cut off the shape of your neck. You can see what I'm trying to say now. Your neckline. While you are done with joining, you know, all of them will be one fold, this back. You now fold it into two, then you cut out your neckline for the back that you design, maybe round neck or whatever. Then you place on the front panel and also cut out. You can't cut out the neckline right away this way. It's when you're through with joining that you cut out the neckline, then you properly affix your armhole and every other thing. Just like that, as easy as A and B and C. So let's go to our front panel. Our front panel also, you know, you will be cutting on fold, but I will just be cutting on one piece because I have my other piece that I might join to hit. I might decide to join it, I might decide not to join it. It's a free work. Okay, so our front panel right now, you see, I want to start cutting from here because of my frame. Okay, I can just place it this way. So what do? We determine the degree of allowance also that we are going to be using to achieve our flay. I have my one piece here. I'm going to start with the front front panel, side front panel. So you can see to achieve display, we need at least 5 inches allowance space before we start, so that we'll be able to achieve the flow when we get downwards. So that was what I told us, that you need your allowance. So let me just leave like 5.5 inches to be on the safer side before I start my measurements. So what's the first measurement we're going to start with? The across back. Across back is 15. You divide by 2. That will give us what? 7.5. But remember, this is side panel. Front side panel. Front side panel. Remember, you always have your 4.25 inch to the front as well. So for all the measurements, I'll just say I want to achieve my 7.5, but I have my 4.25 inch to the front this way, 4.25 inch forward this way. So this will be my origin. Then what do I have? I have my 7.5. Then I had 4 inches allowance. So I still have a little space. So I'll come back. Okay, my 4.25 inch. 4.25 inch. I want to achieve the back right now. Let's just say this is the back, 7.5. But we have 4.25 inch to the front this way already. So this is the 4.25 inch. Then I had 4 inches sewing allowance to the back. Remember, we added 4 inches sewing allowance to the back. 4 inches sewing allowance. I have my 7.5 here, and I have my 4.25 here. Let me repeat myself. We are cutting the front side panel now, and it's assumed that we have the center panel, front center panel in front. So what do we do? To get the side panel, you just place that divided waist, 34 divided by 8, 4.25. You place it forward this way. You have your measurement this way, 4.25. Then you achieve your 7.5. 7.5 forward. 7.5 for the back. Then remember, we are adding 4 inches allowance, so that by the time we are through with joining and every other thing, we will still be able to cut out to a normal back shape. So that means this is our origin. These are starting points. Let's let it be straight. You just trace it to the half length position. 16.5 plus half, that's 17. So I'll now start taking all my measurement parameters right now. Right now, this is my back. This back, 4.25 inches already this way. This back, 7.5 is here. Then I had 4 inches sewing allowance. That's here. Then I'll take the armhole. Let me cut on 8.5. So right now I'll come to my shoulder to nipple is what? 10 plus sewing allowance, that's 10 and a half. Then shoulder to underburst is 14 and a half plus sewing allowance 15. Then half length 16 and a half plus sewing allowance 17. So you rule out the lines. This is the bust line. This is the underburst. This is the half length. So having arrived at this right now, we want to get our measurement parameters. For the bust, 39 divided by 4. Remember, the front panel is assumed to be on twofold. 39 divided by 4, that's what? That's 9 3/4. So we still place 4 1/4 forward this way. These are starting points. 4 1/4 forward this way. Then 39, that's 9 3/4. This is 9 and a half, this is 9 3/4. Then please take note of one thing. I'll be adding, for the back measurement, I added 2.5 inches allowance. For this front measurement, I'll be taking in 1 inch darts to shape the bust. So because of that, I'll be adding 3.5 inches allowance, so that when I cut out that 1 inch darts, I'll be able to have my 2.5 inches allowance left. So I'll be adding the 1 inch that I'll be adding. So that means I'll be adding 3.5 inches allowance. Then I'll come. What's the underbust? 32. I'll place the 4 1/4 forward to this way. 32 is 8. 32 is 8. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So I'll add the 3.5 inches. Then I'll come to the waistline also. 34 divided by 4 is 8.5. Put the 4 1/4 inch forward this way. 8.5. Then plus 3.5 inches. So we have it this way. I can just decide not to even use the underbust shaping. But what do we now do right now? To get out the bust shape. To achieve the bust shape, this is the bust line. This is the underburst. This is the waistline. From this underburst line, I'll just go in by 1 inch. 1 inch. So such that the shape of the bust will go, the bust goes up this way, then falls. So make sure the curvy part is on this bust line. So if you have a curve tool that is very nice, you can use it. My curve tool is not really giving me what I want. So you come to the upper part this way. On this origin line, shoulder line, you could make it 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch. You could go in by 1 inch or 1 1/4 inch. So that you have something like this. The bust shape. So, having covered your bust shape this way, make sure the shapy part of the bust, the pointing part of the bust, is on the bust line. Is on the bust line. This pointing part of the bust, please ensure is on the bust line. So, the nipple to nipple point, make sure it's on the bust line. Then you just curve it this way. You could go in by ½ inch or 3/4 inch. As in, after going in by 1 inch here, you could just come back by ½ inch on the waistline. It all depends on the tummy of the person you're making it for. So with this, your dart is already cut out this way. Then you just achieve your flay. So what's the dress length again? It's 46 inches plus 2 inches that we're adding. So from this waistline, just achieve your A shape. Achieve your A this way as well. So you can see the bust shape has already come out. Then you achieve your A shape just like that. Told you I may decide not to shape on the afferent. You may decide to shape on the afferent anyhow on the underbust. So it's just as easy as that. Just get your bust shape out to the half length position. Then you come out. This is the front side panel. So this is your underburst, this is your waistline, so you just come out a bit. And if the person is having tummy, if the person is really having tummy, you know, you have to come out so that the shape of the tummy is not affected, just like I explained in the 8 pieces blouse. So let me even use this to tell you, if it's your 8 pieces blouse, it's just this way. You know, the length of your blouse will just be, as you've achieved the back panel, so is it, front panel, so is it. So you just, the length of your blouse will just be something like 24 inches here, 24 inches. You have it here, so your flay will be, you know, your flay will be like, you see, like, that's why the flay of the 8 pieces dress is always, 8 pieces top is always like 10 inches, 7 inches. You can see the flay here, you can see it's like 10 inches. So if it's the 8 pieces blouse, you see it will just end somewhere here. So if it's the 8 pieces blouse, it will just end somewhere here. You see the flay is like 10 inches or thereabouts. So it all depends. So 8 pieces dress, 8 pieces blouse, just same way, very easy. get your bust shape out well. Remember, the nipple to nipple point must be pointing, must be the one having the bust shape, just like that. So with this, achieving the side, the center, what you just need to achieve right now is the center middle panel of the front panel, center panel of the front panel of the 8 pieces dress, and we are done. Remember, I have my other side already. So what do you do? So for the center front panel of our 8 pieces dress right now, it's so easy. Once you've gotten the side front panel, what you just need to do is that you draw out this shape, this bust shape, and this A shape. You draw it down, because the center panel will also be having that same shape. So you make sure it's well aligned this way, and you just draw it down. So I'll just draw it out this way. Drawing it out. Remember, this front side and the center front, they must carry the same shape. In fashion, there are 1,000,001 ways of achieving a particular thing. I'll keep telling you that. And there is no mistake in fashion. Whatever mistake you make is the style the world is waiting for. That's the next style. So, having it this way, what do? Having the shape out this way, you just come to the nipple position, shoulder to nipple point, which is 10.5, this way. You roll it out. It out. So what's the nipple to nipple? Nipple to nipple is what? Is 8 plus ½ inch sewing allowance or 1 inch sewing allowance. So we have what? You divide by 2. That will give you 4 or 4.5. That will give you 4. If it's ½ inch or 1 inch allowance, you're adding 4.5. Thereabouts. So on this 4.5. This 4.5, you just roll it straight up and straight down to the waistline. Then you achieve your frame. You can see it's very, very easy. It's a very easy way. So you roll it to your half length position. Then you achieve your frame. Can you see that it's as easy as A and B and C? Achieving your what? Achieving your 8 pieces dress, 8 pieces top, whatever. It's very, very easy. So you achieve your flay this way. Can you see we're done? Just as easy as A and B and C. That's your 8 pieces dress with flay from the what? New, not new please, from the half length position. It's very, very easy. So let me see the pattern you create. Yeah, we're good to go. Okay, you can see this is how the front panel is going to look like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces in front, 4 pieces at the back. It all depends on what you want to achieve. You see mine, this way I've done it. So you just join this way. Remember, you join this way, down, and just that. And when everything is on one fold, you now fold together to achieve your back panel. You fold everything together, you achieve your normal back measurements, then you achieve the type of neck you want to achieve. You also let the, what's it called, the armhole be accurate, front and back. Then you're good to go. Remember, you've already cut out the darts this way. And yeah, your 8 pieces dress is ready, as easy as A and B and C. Till I come your way next time. Bye-bye, catch you.